Coming up this Saturday, the Luther College baseball program is having their VsCancer Day. It's something the program has done for quite some time. And here to talk about the event coming up this weekend is Luther baseball coach Bryan Nikkel. And coach, explain how this event really became a thing a few years back.
So yeah, it does go back quite a while, Darren. You're right. And former assistant coach of ours, Nick Saldano, had childhood cancer himself, and found out about a foundation who raises money for pediatric cancer. Very few actually of the funds raised for cancer research goes towards pediatric cancer. So something really unique that he got us going, and it's really blossomed into an unbelievable event that our entire program and families and alumni have really rallied with.
And through this event, your program developed a really close relationship with Louis Lechtenberg, and most people in the area know Louis's story. Unfortunately, God took him from us last summer. How did your program develop the relationship with Louis?
Yeah, no, thanks, Darren, for asking. You're right. Lewis is definitely known far and wide, and continues to get known even further and wider, which is really special. Our administrative assistant, Kari Cook, came to me and just let me know. We started talking, and one thing we do with the event, we raise money. And as we all know, sometimes writing a check and walking away isn't enough, right? We want to be real. We want to get involved with something that we really feel like we can make a difference. And we met Lewis. He was battling brain cancer at that time and just coming into remission, and invited him and his family to come out and throw out the first pitch. And we shaved our heads in honor of Lewis. And yeah, that was 5.5 years ago, and the relationship just developed from there, really, really organically. Where I've told people I don't know if we went 3 days in a row without seeing Lewis at a lifting session, a practice. It didn't really matter. Any team function, Lewis seemed to always be there, whether his parents were there or not. Being a smaller community in Northeast Iowa, which is great. His sisters are using the pool swimming. And so whenever Lewis had a chance to come to Luther College, he came and he looked for a Luther baseball player and just kind of hung out with them the rest of the day.
And one of the neatest stories regarding Lewis is the relationship he had with Nick Defoe, one of your pitchers who ended up having surgery a few years ago. Pick up the story from there for those that may not know.
Yeah, so one of our players, as you mentioned, Nick Defoe, had a very unique injury where his lung collapsed down the home stretch of our season. And him and Lewis were very close throughout that, before that process even started. But Nick had to go in for a pretty significant surgery, pretty invasive surgery. And it was just really special, where Lewis actually FaceTimed Nick before his surgery and gave him the advice that Lewis liked to give, which was be brave, be strong, be happy, and eat steak. So it just really grew from there, and him and Lewis had that special bond. And Lewis actually even came down to see him, and wanted to see Nick and in his recovery, and that relationship was very, very strong.
And tell us about the event coming up this Saturday and how you will be raising funds and what you will be raising funds specifically for this year.
Yeah, so we're going to switch things up a little bit, and we're going to call it Team Lewis Day. We've got the hashtag Team Lewis on our hats, and I know you're wearing your hat right now with our cowboy boots on the side of them, a patch that we're wearing this year in honor of Lewis and what he stood for. So we're going to raise funds. The family has started a foundation where they want to give back to the communities of Northeast Iowa, and maybe beyond someday. They've got a great heart, and where Lewis got his heart from his family, and they want to do good. And I think while Lewis is gone, God put him on this earth for a reason, and he changed my life, no doubt. And he changed the lives of all of our players. And I think that's sometimes it gets lost in all the sadness, but we want to do right by Lewis and what he stood for, and not just for Lewis, right? For all the kids who maybe don't have the opportunity to do something we did get to do, which is play baseball, which is a really, really fun thing and a really precious thing. And we know we're very, very fortunate. And Lewis pointed that out to us. So we're raising money for the Louis Lechtenberg Family Foundation so they can give back to families in need in Northeast Iowa, in all kinds of facets, whether it be food banks, food shelves, just a family that needs a little pick me up, or a sponsorship to a kid coming to a youth camp. So if you know someone that needs some help in those situations, don't be afraid to reach out to me. We're going to be posting that link on all of our social media sites, Lewis Lechtenberg Family Foundation. So, I ask that anybody who wants to help give back to the community, that's a great opportunity to impact Northeast Iowa, which is what we want to try to do too. And one thing this whole thing I think has done too, Darren, is we have kids that are coming from all over the country into our program, and they feel really grounded in Northeast Iowa, which I think is really important. They know that they can make an impact in the community they're in, where they're not just here for 4 years and they leave. We want to help provide them with a lifelong impact. And Lewis Lechtenberg did that, and we'll continue to do that forever.
And from a coaching and a leadership of a program standpoint, how important is it to get your student athletes involved in something bigger than themselves?
I think it's everything. I think we can get really tied into results, right? Baseball statistics. What's my batting average? What's my ERA? Did we win? Did we lose? And you know me well enough, Darren. I'm a really competitive person, man. I'm not out there just to hang out. We're going to try to win when we step on that field. But really, what is it really about, right? I challenge our kids with, at the end of your career, are you just going to hang on to the fact that you've got the record in ERA or you've got the strikeout record? You're not going to have any friends, and you're not going to have anybody there when you need them if that's all you're going to hold on to. You got to be more than that. It's about who you are. And I think the one unique thing that Lewis had, an unbelievable characteristic, is he didn't really just associate with one player on our team. He had an unbelievable knack for just walking up to someone, sit next to him, and giving them a hug. And it was amazing to me how often that was someone who maybe went 0 for 4 the day before, or had some kind of things going on in life that were battling a little bit. And Lewis just had that innate ability. I think God blessed him with that. That was his gift, to do that. And we want to repay that gift with everybody we're doing. So I can't say enough about what Lewis did, and how happy I am and how grateful I am that I was given that opportunity to spend that time with him, and given this great responsibility to continue on. And we were going to do that with joy.
And to me, the amazing thing about Lewis, God only let him be with us for 7 years, but he made more of an impact in those 7 years than most people will make in 2 or 3 lifetimes. I'm assuming you would agree with that.
Undoubtedly, Darren. Really unbelievable. His spirit, his drive. His family, same thing. He's got 2 sisters and a brother that have that same kind of whereabouts about him, and his mom and dad. Just really grateful for that relationship, and that bond is growing stronger by the day. And I can't say enough good things about that. And I would challenge everybody who's listening to this. Maybe you don't know Lewis or his story. You can look it up. Maybe baseball is not your thing. You don't have to come and do that, and get involved in this organization. Just do something good for the community. Do something good for your neighbors. It's not about recognition. It's not about what's on social media. Lewis wasn't about that. Lewis was about being in the moment and helping those in need, which is why God put him on this earth.
So, if folks are coming out to the game on Saturday, can you make donations there?
Yeah, we'll be there. The Lechtenberg family will be there. You can make donations on the spot as well. You can make checks payable to the Lewis Lechtenberg Family Foundation. Otherwise, as I said, we'll be posting the link on our Facebook and all of our social media accounts as well. The game is at noon. The Lechtenberg siblings, Lewis's brothers and sisters, are going to throw out the ceremonial first pitch. And then following that game, we're going to be shaving some heads, just in honor of all those kids, all those boys and girls battling cancer, and knowing that, hey, we love them, we care about them, we're praying for them. We want to encourage them to keep battling and keep fighting, and keep seeing the good in the world.
And you mentioned the social media, Luther Baseball social media. That's where you're going to put up some links if folks want to donate that can't make it on Saturday.
Absolutely, those links will be there on our Luther Baseball accounts.
All right. Anything else you want to pass on about this effort that has been one of the really cool things the Luther Athletic Department in your program has done over the past, I think, around decade now?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's hard to put into words of what it's been, Darren. And I appreciate you reaching out. I know you were close to the situation and got to really witness it from a little ways away and just really watch it, what it really was. And me and you, Darren, shared a very special moment, I thought, watching Lewis and his dad last year following our conference tournament. And that's what it's about, right? And I think that's the opportunity that Lewis has given me to really remember, hey, we're raising young men and what that means and what that's all about. And I look to Justin Lechtenberg like, wow, that's a great role model for me to follow that, to say, hey, this is the hand that we've been dealt, and this is how we're going to do it. And I'm really proud to be able to have the opportunity to push this legacy forward and make good of what Lewis did with his time with us.
All right, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time and all of the efforts you put forward to help those that don't get to do what sometimes student athletes take for granted, playing the fun game of baseball and all the good that this has done, and all the lessons that a 7-year-old taught even us. Well, we'll call ourselves adults. We might not act grown up all the time, but we'll call ourselves adults. But nonetheless, it's been a great effort. It's a really cool thing, and best of luck with the effort on Saturday. And thank you, and most importantly, all your student athletes for what they do for our community.
You bet. Take care, Darren. Thank you, and go Norse.
Bryan Nikkel, head coach of the Luther College baseball program, their VsCancer game, raising money for the Lewis Lechtenberg Family Foundation this Saturday. Starts at noon at the Luther Baseball Diamond.